Think smart about when you're building a fence, and don't just go monkey see, monkey do. Monkey do it right. G'day guys, Jared McMillan here, J&J Rural. Thought I'd take the opportunity today to show you how to make one of these. Timber stay. Now, I say we're going to show you how to make one of these, although really it's going to be a little bit different, and we'll go through that. All will be revealed. The basic idea. Now this one on its own is a little bit different. I'll be sure to show another example of what I actually mean, but basically a timber stay brace goes diagonally down into the deck. Some stuff goes on down there, and the most common way is that people will notch for their stays into their post. This one is a bad example, but I will show you another one down the line. Here we go. Here's a better example of what a more traditional stay looks like. Now, what might be the problem with doing this way, you ask? Well, for one, it's a real pain in the freckle. You've got to get your chainie out. You know, mark all this out, get your chainie out, cut your hole, chisel it all out, notch it out, all that fiddly around stuff. And then by the time you finally finish getting your hole right, or your mortise right, whatever they call it, then you got to worry about sorting out your stay. You got a plumb cut on there, so you're getting the right angle, and then you got to shave it all back plain. You know, like, yeah, you can. This one looks like it's been done with a chainsaw, but it takes ages anyway. And you almost get it right, and then you go to put it in there, and it's not quite right, so you got to put it all down and do it again, and anyway, muck around with it. Now, it's probably worth mentioning that some of this I've been filming over a few days or so as the opportunities have arisen. So yeah, keep that in mind. So this is the problem that arises from doing your stays the old way that your granddad always did. It's pretty self-explanatory. This post has moved, that's slipped out. It's not a stay anymore, it's a don't. Just quickly thought I should mention, these don't take long at all to do. We smash them out in about 4 minutes. So don't go thinking it takes too long to do it, because I'm explaining to you how to do it. It's really, really quick. Righto, so we are all set up here to start doing the stays. Now, I'm doing this on my own today, so good thing about that is it shows you can do it yourself. Because I'm doing it on my own, I'm going to do my cuts with a circular saw, which I often do anyway. It's just a bit neater, but it's also easier to hold onto the stay on your own while you're cutting it, rather than using a chainie. So anyway, I'll show you what's going on here. So we've got our end post in there. This is the existing one. We just straightened it up and drove some wedges in the bottom. That'll be getting replaced eventually, pretty soon. So it's the other benefit of doing the stays the way that we do them like this, is it's not a problem to disconnect it from the post down the track, and you can still reuse the same stay for your new post. So all we've got to do, we've got our stay there, we've held that up. I've run past the post a little bit, so we've got plenty of room there to allow for our cuts, and we've driven our stay locator into the ground here. We've left it just flush, just below flush, so you can see what's going on. So all I've got to do is get the mattock out, dig a small little trench there, just enough to allow the thickness of the stay to sit down in there nice and snug. So I'll go ahead and do that, and then get set up to put this stay in. Righto, so I'm going to go ahead and, bloody ants all over that. Going to go ahead and grab my stay now. I'm going to butt it into the stay locator in the ground there, and I'm going to hold it up on the post here. I'm going to mark my plumb cut a bit of an idiot and I've come down with no marker or chalk. My neighbour's got it, he's up the top tamping a post in, poor bloke. So I'm just going to use my handsaw here to mark it, and then I'll cut from there. So anyway, forgive me for that, but anyway, let's get into it. So we'll grab our stay. I'm going to go the other way with it. I'm going to butt that down in there like so. I'm going to hold this down about in line with where I'm going to put it. There's another stay here anyway, I can't really go any lower and mark it, so I'll just mark it here. That'll be good enough. So just going off this other post here is our site. Following that. Give it a score. Now, I do always add a little bit as well, because what I want to do is when I put this in, I want to jam it down so that spreads the post and the stay locator apart, which is then taken back up by the time you tension your wires, and it pulls the post over, so that you actually end up with your post still being plumb where you want it, rather than pulling in a little bit. So always make sure you allow, 10, 20 mil extra, something like that. Don't go stupid about it. Anyway, mark that. I'll bring it over here to the saw stools. So, what you're going to need to do this here is some steel rod, galvanised steel rod. We're going 12 mil galvanised steel rod. You can get it anywhere. You get it from Bunnings. Big 3 metre lengths. You can get it in smaller lengths. We like to run 3 metres, so we've got plenty there. And all you have to do with that is measure your post, so you know how long your post is, and add another 100 mils to go into your stay, but we'll talk about that later anyway. So steel rod, 12 mil drill bit to suit. This is a long auger bit, one of these funky looking ones. One thing with this is the tip. Once the tip fouls, it won't want to pull through very much, so that little point in there, that little pointy bit there, bogs up, fouls up, so make sure you keep that clean. Just another normal 12 mil bit for going into the stay with. There's our bit of bar that I've already cut for it. Angle grinder to cut that. I've got my power saw, my generator. Yeah, you don't need all that if you're going to do it with your chainsaw, but this is just part of my kit. It's always close and ready to go, so set that up and use that. So yeah, with these few things, show you how to do a much quicker stay. So I've put my stay here on the saw stools. Got my saw there, just chocking it up to hold it where I want it. There's my mark there, so you can see the angle that it's got to go on. So I'm going to cut this with my power saw. It's not going to go the whole way, probably won't even go quite halfway, so I'll finish it up with my handsaw. But anyway, I'll kick Jenny on, cut this off, and then we'll stick it up. Now, I should mention that I cut the wrong mark on that stay. If you look closely in a second, you'll see my mark, and I've cut up past it. So yeah, I did have to. I found that out when I went to put it in. It was too long. So yes, I did have to take it down and recut it. That was, yeah, operator's error. But anyway, if you want to see that experience, hang around to the end. Righto, when you've done that, you should have something that looks Sort of like that. Bit of an angle on it. Righto, now I'm going to grab my stay off the stools. Again, back into the stay locator in the ground. Sit on the post, jam it down to where I want it, and then I can go ahead and drill through the post. That'll mark the end of the stay with that bit as well. Then I can take the stay out, drill through it with my other drill bit, which just does it easier. I used to go all through both of them at the same time, but it's too easy to bend and damage your bits. So we'll do that, and then we can put it in, drive our rod in. So here we go. It's a good size stay, this one too. Give that a little bit of loving. Righto, I'm going to try and get through this pretty quick because my phone's heating up in the sun and it keeps bloody cutting out on me. So for the sake of, you know, the show must go on, let's get this done real quick. So what we're going to do now that my stay's sitting in here like this is go on the other side of the post with this big drill. Try and get the angle of the stay like that. So we're not drilling straight through like that. We're going to try and pick up the angle like that. Drill through that. Once we get through the post there, this will score the tip of that stay, and it usually fouls the tip, so it's a good time to pull it out anyway. So once I've done that, those bits don't like to go through up the guts of the stay like that. They struggle. That's why I've got this other one. So we'll drill through it with the big one. That'll score that. We'll take that out, run this drill through that. And it doesn't matter if your holes don't line up absolutely perfectly like with the same angle. The bar will line the holes up for you, and that little bit of angle will actually help the bar just to bind in the holes and hold it nice and snug. Anyway, we'll go ahead and do that real quick. So, just trying to gauge that line there. Line it up with the stay as well. There. Help me if I had it on drill. Had the bloody clutch on. Actually, it looked like it went all the way through the stay for me. Now get our rod. An old mate Lumpy. Rod into post. As it's coming through, lining up with the hole in the stay. Send it home. There we go. That's how easy it is. Didn't take long at all. It took me longer to wait for my bloody phone to cool down. Friggin' ants. than what did to do the bloody job. Anyway, have a look at it. So we've got our rod's gone into the post there, through the post into the stay. It's still nice, tidy, neat looking. You've got all this same amount of meat on your post as what you would if you shaved it down to put it in into that post, holding it. And all the rod's got to do is hold the stay there. Stops the stay being able to be spat up or down or side to side. That's all it is. All the pressure through the line isn't on the rod. It's only between these two. So the rod holds that there in place. Sometimes conditions call for fixing these 2 points in as well, between your stay locator and your post. And what we'll do there is just excavate around enough to be able to drill through and put a bit of rod or a screw, depending on what sort of what's going on in there. But that's basically it. That's there you go. Nothing fancy to it. It's just as simple as measure it out, put your locator in the ground, allow enough meat to have a bit of play so you can do your cuts. Yeah, cut your state, lift it up, mark it, cut it, put it in, drill through it, drive your rod through it, move on to the next one. There are so many benefits to doing that rather than doing this. Right? You're just so limited as to how you're going to fix your fence with problems like that, and you're going to promote rot. This is promoting as minimal amount of rot as possible. And let's say, for example, that for some reason this gap ever actually grew. If that fence went forward at all under a bit of strain, and then when the strain was gone, the post went back, but the stayed down there, you could just get some plastic packers and sit them in there. They'll have a gap in the middle of them. That'll actually sit straight over that bar, so you can pack it out that way as well. Anyway, bit of food for thought for you. Anyway, that's how we like to do our stays. Hopefully that has shed a bit of light on, you know, people who just want to have one to fix themselves and don't want to have to pay for a professional to come in and do it. Or if you are a professional and you're doing it the old-fashioned way and you like the way that we do it, man, you can do it yourself. It's heaps easy. Obviously just got to backfill that now in the ground there. Just people don't do it back in and let it do its thing. Yeah, benefit about doing this on my own place today is A, I was able to show you that you can do it on your own pretty easily. B, I can actually watch this fence line in the future and just see what happens. If it turns out that in 3 years it's all rusted out and it's no good, then yeah, I'll let you know. Otherwise, yeah, that's how we do it. Anyway, looks like someone's just stopping here to have a chat with me, so I better get going. But yeah, don't forget, click like if you like it. Leave a comment, subscribe to us. We're on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all that. I think I've covered it, hopefully. If not, you got questions, let me know, hit me up. Be happy to help you out. Anyway, thanks guys. Bloody big stay, this one. It's not even the biggest one. Oh, bugger. We're heaps too long.